Do you believe it? There are friendships in Hollywood that last longer than fame itself. Today, we're going to witness the power of connection as A-list superstars reunite with the people who stood by them during their hardest times. Tight embraces and tears of joy are proof of true gratitude. Hit like and subscribe so you don't miss this inspiring journey back into heartfelt memories.
Hug me, babe. It's okay, babe. I just don't want you.
During a One Direction concert, Harry Styles told the crowd that there was an old friend in the audience named Jack Robinson.
Good time so far. Yeah. Okay. About 5 years. And we would not be able to. When I was about 14 years old.
He joked that when he was 14, Jack stole his girlfriend. He then playfully said that if Jack stayed until the end of the show, he might give him a few tribute kicks. Jack laughed, the audience cheered, and the two bantered back and forth like old schoolmates. Kobe Bryant was being interviewed about the best ball-handling guards he had ever played with. Suddenly, he realized that the interviewer was actually his former high school teammate. Kobe immediately switched to calling him by his first name and described him as one of the best guards he had ever seen. Both of them laughed out loud and openly shared memories from their school basketball court and the early years of their careers. In an interview on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Beyoncé once shared that she didn't realize she could sing until her dance teacher Darlette asked her to sing for her. When she did, Darlette immediately exclaimed, "You can really sing?" The teacher then invited her parents in and told them that she had a very special voice. Beyoncé said that without Darlette, she might never have entered talent competitions, which eventually led her to join a group and build the career she has today. On Jimmy Kimmel Live, Katy Perry took part in a blast from the past game where she had to identify a familiar face among several people.
Annika, yeah.
Annika!
Now,
We were really good friends, Annika.
how good friends were?
6th and 7th grade. There were only like 8 girls in our junior high.
She immediately recognized Erica Anukaka, her close high school friend. Katy burst out laughing, saying she would never forget her friend's mustache. After that, she was only allowed to answer yes or no questions, but the two hugged and reminisced about their mischievous high school days. On a special birthday show, Steve Harvey said he didn't want any surprises, but the screen suddenly showed Rich Liss video calling from Orlando.
Hi, Steve. This is Rich Liss from Orlando, Florida, and I called you in. Do you still love me, baby?
Rich opened with, "Do you still love me?" Steve became emotional and replied, "I love you too." He then explained to the audience that Rich and his friend Becky had supported him when he was broke, so the call meant a great deal to him. While Steve Harvey was hosting a show, a surprise guest walked onto the stage, Donald Biggins, nicknamed Biggie Wig, his close friend from Cleveland. Donald hugged Steve and said they had lost touch for over a decade. Steve said Donald was the one who saved his life when he was about to die, recalling a time he was kidnapped, and Donald showed up at just the right moment. Both of them broke down in tears as the audience gave a long, continuous round of applause. Nearly 40 years later, Carlos Santana reunited with Marcus the Magnificent Malone, his old friend and former bandmate. One had become an international star, while the other had been living on the streets, but their embrace was warm and heartfelt. Santana said he always remembered the first days they practiced music together and thanked Marcus for giving him the strength to pursue his dream. Marcus laughed and called Santana the weird but most lovable friend. If you also feel warmed by their friendship, don't forget to give the video a like, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment sharing your feelings so we can spread these meaningful values together. Eminem once worked as a cook in a small restaurant, spending long hours in the kitchen while holding on to his dream.
Oh, wow, the Eminem Show 20th anniversary.
That's Robin.
Don't forget to go upstairs when you come here because they have a lot of cool stuff.
Years later, he returned there as a legend. He recalled his time in the kitchen and mentioned the spaghetti he loved so much when he was a young man. All the staff and even passers-by were excited, calling him by his real name and saying he was still a son of the neighborhood. On a normal night at a nightclub, 50 Cent unexpectedly ran into the younger sister of his childhood best friend. She walked up to him and he greeted her with, "What's up, little girl?" just like they used to say back then. He shared that she was the sister of the friend who once taught him how to survive the streets, but also the one who helped keep him from going too far off track. They hugged, joking that back then everyone was reckless, and now all that's left are memories. During a stop for selfies, Mike Tyson encountered a man who claimed Tyson had stolen from him when Tyson was just 8 years old. Tyson didn't deny it, and admitted that the man might indeed have been one of his early childhood victims. The man said Tyson had been a small-time street thief back then. Tyson laughed and said he was the only person brave enough to bring it up to him in public, adding that he saw it as a reminder of his own past. On the Graham Norton show, the Red Chair segment featured an old acquaintance of Charlie Hunnam.
Lo and behold, it turns out that she was actually, that other person was actually Charlie.
Sebastian Lippiat!
I didn't know!
Charlie didn't recognize him at first, until the man brought up a very personal story. He once asked a girl to go to a school dance with him, but she ended up going with someone else. Charlie himself. Charlie laughed and said he didn't remember the incident at all, but the two ended up hugging playfully, teasing each other like old schoolmates. While pregnant with her first son, Adele went through several health complications and a difficult labor experience. During a performance, she spoke to the audience about someone who had been by her side during her most painful moments, helping her stay calm and ensuring the baby was safe. Adele said she couldn't imagine getting through it without that support and dedicated a special song to the woman who was seen crying in the audience. Amber Rose returned to her old neighborhood in South Philadelphia to find her childhood friend Tina, who had been struggling with drug addiction.
Tina? Hi, babe.
Oh my God.
Hug me, babe.
It's okay, babe. I just didn't want you to be.
On the show Intervention, she finally found her and became emotional, hugging her and saying how worried she had been after losing contact. Amber shared that they had once been as close as sisters, but had drifted apart because Tina didn't want to accept help. She expressed hope that she could support Tina in getting into recovery and starting a new chapter. Judge Jessica M. Boy took part in an audition show where she turned her chair and didn't recognize the contestant at first. After the performance, they talked, and she only then discovered that the young woman was her niece. She said she had been away from home for many years and had no idea the girl had decided to pursue a music career. She became emotional, saying she was very proud that her niece had followed her dream on her own. They hugged, and she said she would always support her every step of the way. While performing, Benson Boone looked up at the audience and spotted a familiar face.
Who's the lucky man?
Look at how he took the time to chat with her.
Tall, blonde, be a surfer. Yeah. You're killing it. You're killing it. That's great.
When the fan were up, but wished them good luck.
I hope you guys have a great, wonderful...
The girl was someone he had dated back in 8th grade. He was in 8th grade, and she was in 7th. He paused, singing for a moment, and said he couldn't believe she was sitting there, especially since he had just come to the city to perform. She replied that she also lived in that city, but never expected to run into him. He asked how she was doing and said he hoped she was happy. Then he smiled warmly and turned back to the song, continuing his performance. In a Steve Harvey show, Ollie Murs was serving as a judge and pressed the button for a contestant without initially recognizing her. When she walked in, he froze, after realizing it was a childhood friend he used to hang out with in high school. He said he couldn't believe she had come to audition, and that he had chosen her because her voice sounded exactly like it did when they were kids. The two hugged, and he called her his special friend. We've just explored some emotional stories about friendship in Hollywood. Do you still keep in touch with your closest childhood friend? Share your story in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join me in discovering more heartfelt behind-the-scenes moments beyond the spotlight of these stars. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.